Good morning and welcome to today's Smart Business Strategies podcast. I am Anna Wiles, the franchise economist, and I am delighted today to have you join us and to meet my special guest, Albert Hermans with Floor Coverings International. Albert, welcome to the show.
Anna, thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Well, I've been looking forward to this, and I'll go ahead and tell the whole audience, we just did a deal together. We just placed somebody from the corporate world with Floor Coverings International, so the timing of this is fabulous. You got booked weeks ago for my show, but here we go. So this is really very special for both of us to have you on now. All right, so start us off and tell us a little bit about you and Floor Coverings International.
I'm happy to. And first and foremost, again, thank you. That placement we did recently would be a great addition to our organization. And I guess through this conversation, we'll uncover why. But I've been with Floor Coverings International for the last 10 years. I just hit the 10-year mark, and I've been in franchising since 2011. Floor Coverings International is the #1 rated by the consumer, fastest growing, and then largest flooring franchise in North America, where we're able to provide a white glove shopping and installation experience to the consumer for the price of the field.
Wow, that is very impressive. So let's go over a couple of these. You're #1 rated by consumers in America as the #1 flooring company. You're the largest franchise flooring company. And then there was a third accolade. What was that?
Fastest growing.
Oh, wow. And fastest
But who's
growing.
keeping score?
All right. Well, as if that's not enough, what else differentiates Floor Coverings International from other flooring franchises?
Well, the biggest thing that I think, as you compare and contrast, if you were to compare and contrast flooring companies, that separates us from others is the way that we help the customer pick the right solution. So what we do is we go to the consumer's house, what we call our mobile flooring showroom, which is a fully outfit vehicle with over 3,000 product SKUs and choices for the consumer to look at inside of their own home, next to the furniture, next to the wall coloring, in the lighting. And if you think of traditionally what it's like to shop for flooring, it's something that folks do once every 5 to 10 years. 7 is usually the midpoint. But when you're ready to do that inside your house, the typical experience is you go in and out of retail stores, whether it's in a strip mall or a standalone pod. What we do instead of the back and forth to the store experience is we make it like Amazon, shop right from home.
Well, I tell you what, I can relate to the back and forth and taking samples, and the lighting is so amazingly important when picking out anything for the interior of a home. So I absolutely just love the idea of the store coming to the consumer. And like you said, you align with Amazon. I mean, we all want it brought to our homes and have an in-home shopping experience for the convenience. And frankly, it saves money too.
Saves money, and then also by virtue, and makes you happy in the long run, because by virtue of us seeing the way that the consumer lives, if they've got 2 big dogs or young kids, if they wanted to go with something, let's just say that's lower on the price spectrum, and not as durable, over time they'll become unhappy because it'll wear and tear real fast. So by virtue of being in there up front, we're able to make the right solutions for the way the customer lives too.
That's an excellent point, Albert. Now describe the role of the owner. How is he or she spending their time on a daily basis?
Well, I'm glad that you said he or she, by the way, because 38% of our franchise owners are female. So the role of the owner really is to be a leader. So our owners do not, they're not on their knees installing flooring. Our owners over time graduate to a point where they're leading their sales team of folks that are out in the field. So really the role of the owner is to manage and lead others, hire and fire, hold accountability for performance, set a standard, a tone, and a culture for the team that they're leading. That's really what we need to see out of the franchise owner.
Well, and the deal that we just did is a she. So just to reinforce that 38% of your owners are female. All right. So who makes an ideal candidate for Floor Coverings International? Do you need to come from construction or home services, the trades, or the flooring industry to be a success?
The answer to your second question is no. As a matter of fact, a lot of times folks that come from the industry, it's almost like old dog, new tricks. And we rather see somebody come to us with skill sets, not necessarily experiences that are similar to what we're looking for. So, it's that leadership, culture builder, team builder type of person that we want to see. I can think of a handful of examples of folks that come from HR backgrounds, or they come from leading retail stores, or they come from accounting, or even a biochemical engineer. It was one of our better
Wow.
franchises. But the thing that they'll all say they have in common is they loved building that team around them. And that's really what we're looking for.
Now, most people, when they look at a flooring franchise, they think they need to be passionate about flooring. What they need to be passionate about with Floor Coverings International is about building and leading teams, right? Is that
I'd
what it
say
is?
build, yeah, and I'd add one more. Building and leading teams absolutely has to be there, because if it's not, you can't grow and scale to the degree that we want to see. And then the other thing is, really fulfilling clients' needs and providing wow experiences. I think that, if you were to speak to our franchise owners, one of the things they love the most about this business is the after photo of the job done,
Yeah,
right? Where the home is transformed and the customer is just smiling from ear to ear, almost like an HGTV show.
yeah.
So delighting customers, seeing the results of their hard work and the before and after reveal, that's what our franchise owners love about the business.
So, if I remember correctly, so you're looking for people who are not looking to, um, you're looking for people who want to grow and scale a sizable business. Isn't a typical placement a minimum of 2 territories?
That's correct. Yeah, we want somebody who's thinking big. Yeah, you got it.
Mhm. All right, very good. All right, now let's talk labor. What, 10 years ago, well, I started over 20 years ago. The number one concern people had is where do you get good employees? 10 years ago, the number one concern people had is where do you get good employees? Guess what? 5 years ago, same question. Today, same question. It's going to be the same in 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years from now. Okay, everybody wants to know where do you get the employees, and does Floor Coverings International help in the recruiting process in identifying those people and bringing them on board?
Absolutely, yes, yes. So to fulfill what we need organizationally, which is to have all of our franchise owners building and scaling a large business, we need to be able to coach, provide support, tools, and resources to the franchise owner for bringing great people into their business. So you have the subcontractor side of the business, where we're going to help you find, vet, and then retain some of the best subcontracted flooring installers that are in the particular market that our franchisee is serving. And then you have the folks that are on the franchisee's payroll that are essential for scaling, because the salespeople will dictate how fast the revenue scales. The back office people, the office manager, things of that nature will dictate how smooth the customer experience is. So in that respect, we also have a team of folks on our staff that are dedicated to making sure the franchise owner knows how to recruit, hire, but then also onboard and retain great people into their business. So yeah, it's of utmost importance.
Who do you look for? Who do the franchisees look for to be do you call them design consultants or design?
We call them design consultants or design associates. You got it. Yeah. Yeah. So the for the most part, these folks that we're recruiting to do that role in the franchisee's business are folks that are already doing it. So that, if you think about home services in general, it's a couple $100 billion industry. You think of residential flooring.
Couple 100 billion.
Yeah, exactly. Residential flooring alone is close to 40 billion. So that's one of the biggest interior home remodeling industries. So it's a huge industry. There are folks right now within a stone's throw of where both of us are sitting, Anna, that are in the trade or in the profession of selling remodeling services or selling flooring. And what we're going to do locally is we're going to provide a better way of going to the consumer. We're going to provide a better boss. That's our franchise owner's job. And we're going to provide a better work environment for those folks that are already doing it. So let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's get people that already know how to do it and provide them a better place to work.
Well, that was very insightful. I'm glad you pointed that out, Albert. And this show is called Smart Business Strategies. What is a smart business strategy that Floor Coverings International uses that you'd like to share with the audience?
Well, I think the first thing I already talked about, there's two things that come to mind real fast. And the number one thing is by virtue of being in the home up front for this type of purchase, it is just so powerful, not only for the experience the consumer has from a shopping perspective, because from the
Mhm.
shopping perspective, it's very obvious, like you said, the lighting of the own home, look
Yeah.
at different options. But when we're in the house and we're able to connect with the customer around the things that are most important when it comes time to installation, because that's usually when people will get most happy or unhappy with a home improvement contractor, when they're
Right.
ripping things apart and things of that nature. We're able to connect with the customer and learn about their kids and learn about their schedule and learn about what time we need to be coming and going. And those are the things that will dictate their ultimate happiness with the project. And then locally, our franchise owner and their team is managing that installation process throughout. So it's the tying up of all of the pieces and components of getting a flooring job done and the shop at home that make it special. That's the first thing. And the second thing I'll give you real quick. Um,
Sure.
because we've got 300 franchise locations owned by a publicly traded company and we're as big as we are, we do a lot to consolidate our franchise owners' digital marketing, which could be like, for somebody who's not familiar with how to market digitally and acquire customers through online marketing, it could be the most confusing thing in the world, like a Rubik's Cube for a new business owner.
Yes.
We help make that completely simple. We set it all up, we run the campaigns, and they get the appointments that fall onto their calendar from there.
Well, I think that's fantastic. So you handle the marketing, you help very much so with both acquiring the installers and the salespeople. And of course, you have world class, I know, training and support for your owners and bringing them on board.
100%, yes. Yeah, it's again, we're playing the long game here at Floor Coverings International. We'll become $1 billion flooring company, which will make us one of the largest flooring companies in the United States by volume. And the way that we do that is making sure that we're reinvesting. The way we make money, which is a franchise company has a royalty, right? We're reinvesting that into our franchisees and breathing life into their training and their support too.
Well, that's fantastic, Albert. That has been very eye opening. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. If someone wants to learn more about Floor Coverings International, what should they do?
Anna, I think they should talk to you because clearly, between your track record, years of knowledge, your pedigree in the industry, and your knowledge of Floor Coverings International, you'll be able to very quickly help determine if somebody is a good fit for our brand, or maybe if they're not, what brand is a good fit for them. So the first person I'd call is you.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Albert. And thank you so much for being on our show. Audience, this is Albert Hermans with Floor Covering International.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Albert. And thank you, audience, for being here, for watching and listening. And be sure to come back next week at 11:30 because we're going to have another fabulous franchise on, turnkey, full service design studio that, think of Home Depot, but a mini one, sort of similar to what we're talking about with Floor Coverings International, except this is brick and mortar, but it's much smaller footprint that contractors, homeowners, home builders flock to and long for. And so you're not going to want to miss it. Come back at 11:30 next Wednesday. See you next week. I'm Anna Wilds, the franchise economist. So long.